Hello Leo, Leo Rising, and Leo Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting July 3rd, 2017. And a quick reminder for all you Leo people out there, remember the Tarot Home Study course is now available for purchase and download on my website, integrativemysticism.com. It's the same place you would go to get a session with me. And a quick, big thank you for those of you who've been so patient with me these last couple of days. We had an outage here at my apartment complex, and so when it comes to the internet, and so it delayed a lot of stuff. So I let the pre-sale go on for an additional day. I fell behind when it came to doing the horoscopes and things. So thank you so much to everyone who's been so kind and encouraging. So let's get started here with your astrology. What's going on this week? Well, this week in your astrology, we've got some really interesting things going on when it comes to Tuesday. We've got Mercury, planet of communications, haste and speed, getting ready to leave Cancer, your 12th house of your past, your privacy, and your hidden zone. And it's forming a tense square to Uranus, currently in your 9th house of higher education, travel, government legal proceedings, as well as multicultural and spiritual connections. And whenever Mercury and Uranus get into a square, we tend to see random for the sake of random, but it doesn't tend to work out so well. There may be a temptation to put a different spin on an ad campaign for an online business that you have, or something that you are trying to promote. There may be a temptation to go and decide to change sporadically your education direction, or possibly change the way you are trying to monetize a creative project. And a lot of this with Mercury in the 12th can come from peer pressure. This week it's very important to make sure that you take external advice, especially Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, with a grain of salt regarding a new way to implement a plan you've been working on for a long time. This may just be random for the sake of random, and no, that's not always a good thing. Later on the week on Friday, Mercury will have moved happily into your sign and will be forming a lovely sextile to Venus in your 11th house of friendships and social networking. And there may be a love connection opportunity being formed by a friend or community opportunity being formed by a lover. Remember, sextiles happen when certain signs or certain energies reach over and help the other house. They help the other category out to a mutual benefit. And when we see Mercury and Venus tagging along like this, if you've been feeling like you need a boost to your social life, you've been trying to get in contact with new groups, new people to bounce ideas off of, new communities to be a part of, a lover may actually open the door. Or a community or a friend that you have may open the door to a lover. Either way, one can always end up showing up with another, and you may actually end up with both. You never know. So what's going on with your cards this week? Well, when it comes to your spiritual advice, we do have the card of Isa, okay? And this is definitely the card I would expect for that Mercury square Uranus energy. Because with Isa, it talks about a need for some serious deliberation and delicacy when it comes to the implementation of your plans and moving forward. There can be a lot of activity. Again, peer pressure, people running around outside, people all going stampeding in one direction, and you're supposed to stand still while the herd does its thing. Because this week you may find that you could be led off track, but by what might seem like, I guess you could say, the popular vote, or quite possibly even what seems to be the market demand. Don't let yourself get off track by that kind of thing, because it may just be a flash in the pan anyway. How long do you think fidget spinners are going to be around, Rambo? For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the Four of Wands reversed. Beautiful card when it comes to money and finances, because the Four of Wands reversed can talk about an opportunity for a setup for maybe even a brand new work environment or work project that's going to pay quite well. Usually with the Four of Wands reversed, we see something that's not ready to kind of be put into action right now, which seems to be a big theme, or at least not this week. Remember, it's just 1 week. But with the Four of Wands reversed, I am feeling like there is something that's coming your way that you know is already yours. It's got your name on it, whether it's a job, a dream project, a dream client, or a big break in your work, in your career. It may actually even be signed or committed to you this week. It may even be put in stone in a certain way. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Rambo is just trying to get as close as possible. I don't know why he wants to cuddle in this heat. But with the Four of Wands reversed, we tend to see a lot of a big focus on where are we actually needing to wait for the thing that's meant for us, which again we'll have confirmed, instead of decide to forego what's meant for us and try what everyone else is doing. Okay? Definitely not that kind of week. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, and the others in your life, we do have the King of Wands upright. That's you, little Aries. And the King of Wands can often show up as, again, a friend or a relative who is volunteering to be our extra pair of hands, extra pair of ears, and extra pair of eyes. Typically, when I see the King of Wands, I do look at somebody who's got that very excitable, fiery, fire sign energy, so a Leo like yourself, an Aries or a Sagittarius, who may actually be volunteering their services to you to take something off of your hands. The interesting thing about this is I'm feeling that this person can actually get this done faster than you could anyway. So when we look at the King of Wands, it's almost like maybe this person showing up with whatever kind of idea that they have, and doing it their way is still enough away from the hype that this could still be a good idea. The King of Wands can also indicate somebody showing up with maybe some kind of gift or some kind of opportunity that they had promised to bring you in the past, and they are returning home from their quest. For your challenge this week, with fire, we do have the Nine of Swords upright. Be careful about the decisions that you make under pressure and stress, because the Nine of Swords can often indicate, a time where, yes, there may be anxiety, there may be deadlines, there may be pressure, but you don't want to make actions for the relief of the situation. Some people go for the relief instead of the long-term solutions. I just want to feel better right now. I want to take the edge off right now. I want that endorphin rush right now. Sometimes you have to go without it. And you actually have to get a job done well, or a relationship patched up right, or maybe even something that's really good for you you're just going to have to wait for. The Nine of Swords can often indicate panic, or possibly even, something that's keeping you in a place where you feel that the only way to go through something is to get it over with as quick as possible, to pull the trigger prematurely. This week, I'm going to say, knock it off. You did okay. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we've got the Five of Wands reversed. And this card can indicate, a need to pay attention to where a crush or possibly a lover is starting to kind of bow out a little bit. And they're not bowing out for, let's say, controversial reasons. But with the Five of Wands reversed, it may be bow out due to burnout. Sometimes with the Five of Wands reversed, people are just not as interested in putting themselves out there. They're not as interested in, high energy activity. They're not really in the mood to be having that kind of, kinetic energy going through the space in the relationship. Now, does that mean they're falling out of love and they're disinterested? No, they could be exhausted from other things. Have you ever had that, those days where you've just had the day from hell, and somebody you normally like, a friend, a relative, or a lover, wants to text, and you're kind of like, I can't right now. And that might be something that even you are feeling this week. And with the Five of Wands reversed, it's just kind of saying both you and your crush, and both you and your lover, need to find a way to actually just be alright with explaining yourselves. At the bare minimum, just explain what's really going on. If you're feeling burnt out, if we're feeling crowded by each other, if we're not interested in, in having, a very involved relationship just for this week, it is just for this week, and it's okay to take a breather. So don't feel guilty about it, and, and don't feel hurt if that's what your partner really needs. You all just got to be comfortable talking about it, because it doesn't look personal. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.